you're going to have to forgive me for being so naive and ignorant in this particular area right here. But, you know, I just got finished listening to a news commentator. And I'm going to try to use a fair use policy because it seems like every time that Pastor Dowell tries to attach something to a video, there's somebody there at YouTube that's just waiting to pounce on me and to put a flag on my account for the next 6 months. I mean, I've been flagged so much, man. I mean, you'll think that I'm in the United Nations if I could stick a flag up and down this road right here. As many times I've been flagged on YouTube because of something I said. And I know what's going on because, you know, there are people out there that have different opinions, dissenting opinions and viewpoints. And they really zero in, especially on somebody like me, who's a very opinionated, because the majority of my opinions come from the biblical text. But anyway, I just got finished seeing a news guy. I don't know who this guy is. Now, I mean, you may be familiar. Now, Pastor Dowell, I don't know who he is simply because I do not have a TV signal on the land. I mean, you have to understand, Pastor Dowell has not watched TV. I have not had a TV in my home for well over 20 years. Do you understand what I mean? Now, yes, I do have access to the internet. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making these videos and speaking to you right now. But, you know, you have to understand, I don't have a TV signal. Now, I'm not making this as a slant towards anyone, but I simply just do not have time to sit around and mind numb myself and allow that one-eyed monster to communicate to me one way, and all I'm doing is receiving information the whole time because I know what's going on, subconsciously or unconscious, whichever way you want to go with it. It makes no difference. Contested, uncontested, it makes no difference. What's happening is, as long as there's information being flowed, communication, the real true definition of communication is an exchange or flow of information from one person to another. But if you're sitting in front of that one-eyed monster, and you're all you're doing is hearing what they call news, that communication is going into you and it's shaping your mind. It's shaping your viewpoint. It's shaping your opinion. And you don't have enough time to step back and to think independently because it's not designed to do that way. The TV is one of the biggest mind control obstacles, or one of the biggest mind control things that there is today. It really truly is. So one of the first things I advise people is, number one, get out your house and start walking around, or grow a garden, do something productive and stuff. Because if you can spend and soak yourself 4, 5, 6 hours a day in front of that TV and watch 2, 3 movies a day or 2, 3 movies a week, you got too much time on your hands and you're wasting your life. There's nothing being productive because, you know, the only pleasure you're really going to get out of life is when you're laboring, to do something, and that TV is not going to do it. But anyway, there's a news reporter right here who's talking about the economy. And I had to actually look at the video twice just to make sure that I'm hearing what I'm hearing. Now, I thought about breaking in here, and I may give a little commentary afterwards, but I thought about breaking in here to give a commentary of basically what's going on now. I think where he's deceived at, he's deceived in thinking that the president is not bought. No, the president is bought and paid for. As a matter of fact, you can become the president of the United States of America if you can get some corporations, plural, to donate to your campaign in excess of $500 million. You can buy the presidency of the United States. But know this, you're going to be controlled. And he's also under the delusion thinking that one man, the president, can actually go to the American people and change the policies and change the fundamentals of this country the way it's running, because this is a global position. I keep telling you, the president is a figurehead. He's a puppet. That's all he is. He's being controlled from behind the scenes. And he's going to do the things that are in the best interest of his constituents, and that's not you and I. And I'll say it again. I want you to listen to me very closely. With the amount of money that the president, the people in the Congress, the Senate, and the House, that they make through the taxes from the people, are you following me? That pales in comparison. It is chump change. It pales in comparison to what they receive from corporations, from private entities who are sliding them money under the table in order to pass bills and laws to benefit the corporations, to benefit big businesses and the banks. The banks are ruling. The banks are ruling the world all over the place. Rothschild said it better. I don't care who's sitting up there trying to make all these policies and laws and stuff. Just give me control over the money. I'll control the whole entire system. And that's what's happening. But he is still under delusion thinking that one man is controlling this system. He's being controlled by a system. This is a global agenda. I keep trying to tell you. It has no borders. It has no flags. They teach you about borders and flags while they operate outside of borders and flags. And you need to open up your eyes and be able to see. But I understand most of you are going to think that I'm some type of fear monger or something like that. All I'm going to do is just report gloom and doom and it can't be so and all like this. But I ask you one thing. Show me a point in any of my videos where I have ever lied to you. Now go back to your Congress and your Senate and see how many times they've lied. Go back to your churches and see how many times they have lied to you. Go back and do some serious due diligence, some serious research, and look and see how much you have even lied to your own self simply because you don't want to change. It's a painful reality, but it's still the truth. It's a painful reality. And most people can't do what I'm doing because it's too painful. You know, change is very painful. And when your heart and mind is not in it, you're not willing to go against wind and tide, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You know, you have to have people around you who understands the vision in order to do it. But anyway, the president is not about to go to American people and do a public address and tell the people that the Senate and House is bought, because he's bought. And he don't want to be assassinated and die like Kennedy. He ain't going to do that because he cares about his hide and his family's hide. And he has no principles, no morals, no integrity of heart, and no stomach whatsoever at all to actually stand up and tell the truth, because he is a bought Ponzi scheme man himself. So he ain't going to do it. So every one of them politicians are polilying. Every single one of them got up there because of backroom deals with you and I not included. And the one thing that this government hates is that the internet, this information highway, is available to us as the people. But anyway, I want you to listen to this news anchor right here. All right, I want you to listen, and this is fair use, YouTube. I mean, we're not making no profit off nothing, anything. I'm not even going to monetize this video. Fair use. I just want the people to get out there and see this information, hear what this guy's saying, because he's telling the truth. But remember, he is under the delusion, a big time delusion, thinking that one man, the president, can get out there and address the people and things are going to change. The people are already jacked up. We're jacked up by a system that we can't control. It's out of control. And just like the movie Braveheart, I go back to it again. If you're going to prosper in this new world order, you're going to have to become part of the new world order. But know this, you're going to be working for Edward Longshanks, the government, and your life will fare well, but you still have to go to war against all of us peasants and against all of us people who believe in freedom and liberty and justice, real true justice, and not the justice that they define for us, but the justice that we believe that's inside the heart of every red-blooded American, if I can use those terms and be pure. But you're going to have to pick and choose. The line has already been drawn in the sand, and most people, they just rather choose the easy way out. I mean, and then make an excuse as if they're justified. But, you know, in the end, when it's all said and done, there's not one just man or one just woman on this whole entire earth that doeth good and sinneth not. That's the bottom line to the whole thing. So therefore, we need somebody to help us. So, but you listen to what this man got to say. Now, what he's saying is actual, factual, and truthful. And I'm surprised that they even let him out there. But I know the reason why I let him out there, because it's good for show. It's theater. We can talk about it all day long. Still ain't nothing going to change. We're going to vote you out of office. We're going to vote you out of office. As long as we continue to keep having this two-party dictatorship, Republican, Democrat, ain't nothing going to change. Well, why are you here, Pastor Dowell? I'm going to tell you why I'm here. I'm here because I'm trying to get you to think that true liberty and true freedom comes at your independence from separating from the system. Unplug from the matrix. And also unplug yourself from everybody that causes pain in your life. I've been living 47 years. Do you understand? That's not a long time. It seems like a long time. It's not a long time. There used to be a time I didn't have all this gray hair on my face. I sit and watch this metamorphosis, this transformation taking place right before my very eyes. And I'm like, wow, one day you look up, you're all nice and black-headed. Next thing you know, you're gray-headed and you got salt and pepper in here. And I'm like, whoa, boy, this is something going on here. What's happening? I'm getting older. I'm getting older. And so are you. And you need to start evaluating your life. And of course, I think myself personally, and I preach it too, the best thing you can do is unplug from the system. Now, If you can take from the system, everything you can take it. Take all that you can. It's unjust anyway. I'm not saying that you use unjust means to take from the system. No, use just means take from the system, but don't give back into it. Give back very little, just enough for you to function, and put it all in your little nest egg. That's how you do it. And that way you starve this beast system, whether it be on the political, social, economic, or the religious front. Just take. And learn how to live in peace with those who ensue peace. Everybody don't ensue peace. And get rid of every single sarcastic, wicked, damnable man and woman that causes nothing but pain in your life. Life is too short and it's not worth it. And that's the truth. Let's go to this news source here for a second. Check this.
We owe $70 trillion.
I understand that, but
it goes due to walk out a $4 trillion solution, which is basically just a way for the Democrats to avoid dealing with this until 2017. I'm not here to talk about plans to deal with this till 2017. I'm saying we've got a real problem, and I'm tired of Republicans and Democrats who either want Republicans who want to burn the place to the ground, and Democrats, with all due respect, who want to offer a plan that gets it through their end of their second term of their presidency, and then screws me and my kids when it's over. And until we do that, we have to deal with the extraction that is at foot. It is the reason the financial markets are behaving the way they're behaving. That is a mathematical fact. This is not some opinion. This is a mathematical fact. Tens of trillions of dollars are being extracted from the United States of America. Democrats aren't doing it. Republicans are not doing it. An entire integrated system, financial system, trading system, taxing system that was created by both parties over a period of 2 decades is at work on our entire country right now. And we're sitting here arguing about whether we should do the $4 trillion plan that kicks the can down the road for the president for 2017 or burn the place to the ground, both of which are reckless, irresponsible, and stupid. And the fact of the matter is, until we actually, and I'm sorry to lose my temper, but I tell you what, I've been coming on TV for 3 years doing this. And the fact of the matter is that there's a refusal on both the Democratic and the Republican side of the aisle to acknowledge the mathematical problem, which is that the United States of America is being extracted. It's being extracted through banking, it's being extracted through trade, and it's being extracted through taxation. And there's not a single politician that has stepped forward, Susan, to deal with this.
But there's only one right now. The leader of the free world, whether you like it or not, the president of the United States is arguably one of the most powerful individuals we have out there.
But
and
Susan,
he's
what you're saying is exactly the point that Dylan is making. It's not about one guy. It's about all of them.
No, I actually disagree. I think Dylan's saying it is about one guy.
It is about one guy.
What would you like him to do?
I would like him to go to the people of the United States of America and say, people of the United States of America, your Congress is bought. Your Congress is incapable of making legislation on health care, banking, trade, or taxes, because if they do it, they will lose their political funding and they won't do it. But I'm the president of the United States, and I will have a country that is run by a bought Congress. So I'm not going to work with a bought Congress and try to be Mr. Big Guy. I'm working with the bought Congress. I'm going to abandon the bought Congress like Teddy Roosevelt did, and I'm going to go to the people of the United States and I'm going to say, you've got a bought Congress. And until we get rid of the bought Congress, which is Jimmy Williams' constant point, which is get the money out of politics, and until a president says that's the problem and says he's going to fix it, there is no policy that I can possibly see, no matter how brilliant your idea may be, or your idea, or my idea, or her idea, or your idea at home, is that idea will not happen as long as there's the capacity to basically fire a politician who disagrees with me by taking funding away from him. Is that a fair assessment?
Money in politics is the root of all political evil. It is corruption at its worst. And until we step up and kick that out of the park, it's going to be the same system all
and only the president could do that. We're going to
No. Congress has to do it too. The Congress has to do it too.
But I'll tell you what. How bad does it have to get? How much money has to be extracted? How many things have to be heard?
Down to brass tacks. Okay, physically, what do?
You go and give a speech
right now.
Right now.
Right now.
You say.
And then what happens tomorrow?
Tomorrow, what happens is you begin the process of actually investing in solving the problem. So I come out and I say, how? I create an infrastructure bank with 2% blending immediately. There's that. Once I explain to people the problem, once I explain to you have cancer, once you understand how screwed up your trade, tax, and banking policy policies are, believe me, you will have no issue when I incorporate an infrastructure bank that I fund with repatriated offshore money that I bring in and then use to create 2% direct lending to every business in America. Because when you realize that the banking system is fully corrupt and defrauding us, and I come out and say that, which is what I want my president to do, that at that exact moment I say, you know what, we got a screwed up situation here, people. You all know it, and now what? I'm going to admit it. And as a result, not only have I admitted it, but we're going to begin the process of solving it like grown-ups. They did it in World War II. They did it after the Civil War. They did it in Latin America with the Brady bonds. We are not seeing it happen now. The panel stays a little more emotional than I anticipated getting at work this afternoon, but what am I going to do?
Of course, when you get finished looking at all this and seeing all this, now he did tell the truth about a lot of things, but when you look at all this circus, this theater and stuff, the problem is that the people feel castrated. They feel like that they can't do nothing to affect change. The problem is identity. We've lost identity. We lost our way, literally, here in this country. But what I'm trying to do, if you have ears to hear and listen to me, is I'm trying to teach you how to restore that identity. You're going to have to unplug from the system. You are going to have to learn how to operate independent from the system, while at the same time using a stealth mode to function in the system, but taking all the resources and everything you can out of it. And when you go and work for those Federal Reserve notes, the best thing you can do is take those Federal Reserve notes and put it into something tangible. Food, gold, silver, something to build on your own homestead. Clothing, water, good clean water storage, stuff like that, stuff that are real, stuff that will cause you to function, because those greenbacks are not going to help you one bit. One day they're going to be obsolete. That's all there's to it. And so you've got to, if you're going to be wise, you need to listen to a wise man. And I remember when I first started moving this way, they called me everything under the sun. You see a large like smile on my face because, I'm sitting and watching everybody who used to talk about me. I'm sitting watching their lives turn upside down. I'm sitting and watching all the evil that they meant towards me, using the slander of the tongue. I'm sitting and watching their life just literally disintegrate right in front of them. Am I happy for them because that's happening? No. As a matter of fact, it caused me much pain simply because people choose to be dumb on purpose. They choose to be ignorant. But after all, it is the choices and decisions we make in our own lives. And I think, the problem today is that we assume that, and we watch out for everybody that so-called is going to deceive us, but we never watch out for that person that's sitting there in front of that mirror, the person we see every morning. We never think that that person is deceived, and that person could get us into a lot of trouble. But it's true. It's a fact. That person can and has gotten us into a lot of trouble. But you're going to have to start thinking independently. You're going to have to start redefining what your identity is. I've been abused verbally, not physically, but verbally over the years. I've been called cult, fanatic, crackpot, kook, and all this. But I do notice one thing about a patriot. At first, when he's making his moves, he looks crazy, just like Noah did in the ark. He looks crazy until the first raindrop came. And I understand that I look totally chaotically insane. I had to fight against the opinions of men and go against wind and tide. And I'm still doing it till today. And there's going to be many people come and many people go. But out of the many come, there's going to be a few that actually stay the course. Those are your real true brothers and sisters. And so, I was mocked, scorned, derided, chided, ridiculed, had my name cast out, and still to this day that don't trouble me, because that is humanity. Humanity is supposed to respond and act like that. And if you're living your life based on the opinion of people, you are a fool. You are a literal fool. You need to learn how to make healthy choices and learn how to have healthy people around you. And everybody that's around you is not good for you. You need to do a good evaluation, number one, of your own self and your own heart. And then number two, you need to see those who really truly favor you, not the ones who say that they favor you while they're slandering you and defaming you. You need to discern that. And you need to get close to those who favor your cause, and you keep a distance, a big, long distance from those who say that they favor your cause, but they have nothing in their heart towards you whatsoever at all. And that's wisdom, and that's the truth. And I don't know how else to help you out any. But I can tell you what, I'm going to continue to keep speaking truth to power. I'm going to continue to keep doing it because we're all under an illusion here. It's like I'm living in the land of Oz or some make-believe or something like that. But as long as my eyes are wide open, I'm going to speak to those who are wide shut. And just maybe, ding, they will be able to hear. And one more person will wake up and understand what real, true culture identity is all about, and understand what it really, truly means to be free in mind, free in heart, free in spirit. Most people are so patriotic about this system and they want to fight against this system. And I'm telling you, there's a way to dissent, and there's a way to vote with your feet without making all this noise. I have to make the noise because I'm a watchman. I'm a spokesman. I understand my face is out there. They got me in all their databases. I'm the enemy of the system. I accept that. I accept my fate. I accept that. I know that but I'm here to do this simply to preserve some of you who don't have to be out there in that system, but yet and still you can be intelligent enough to be wise and make moves and changes for you and those who appertain to you, who favor your cause, and then in the end, be delivered. Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. That's truth. It's truth straight way.